Hello, Patrick here from the Xyna team. This tutorial will introduce the concept of workspaces and applications in Xyna. When we open the process modeler, we're asked to select a workspace. A workspace is an editable runtime context, which is a scope within the Xyna factory in which we can save, edit and test XMOM objects like workflows and data types. For instance, in this example workspace, we have a data type vehicle and workflows like this one that are using it. A workspace is meant for developing objects needed for a particular purpose. For instance, our workspace contains objects for managing vehicles. We can use XMOM objects that are part of the same workspace. For example, we could use this data type as an input for a workflow. However, we can also use XMOM objects from other runtime contexts when we make them a so-called dependency of this one. This can be done via the factory manager in the workspaces section. Here we can manage all workspaces that are accessible in the instance of the Xyna factory we're using. Clicking on one of them expands the details and enables us to manage settings like the workspace's dependencies. A dependency that most workspaces have is processing, which contains basic XMOM objects. When we create a new workspace, it automatically gets this dependency. An important distinction is that from our workspace, XMOM objects from dependencies are read-only. We can use them in our workflows, data types, etc., but we can't change them. Let's assume we want to make our set of vehicle-related XMOM objects accessible to others. One way to do that is making our workspace a dependency of another workspace that needs the vehicle functionality. This approach is fine when a developer team works together on the same Xyna instance using different workspaces for separate aspects of a system they develop. This way, they will always have the current version of every object. However, to release a fixed version of what we've built in our workspace, Xyna has the concept of so-called applications. To create an application from the content of a workspace, we need to define what objects from the workspace are supposed to be contained in that application. To that end, we create an application definition, which is a template for creating applications. This can be done in the detail view of the workspace by clicking this plus symbol. The new application definition is shown on the right-hand side. Clicking it allows us to modify the details. We need to tell Xyna what dependencies the applications that are being created from this application definition will have. In this case, we just add processing. Furthermore, we must specify which XMOM objects from our workspace should be contained. When we select an object like a workflow, everything that workflow needs to run will implicitly be added as well. For instance, that could be sub-workflows or used data types. To see those, we can filter for the implicitly added content over here. In this case, these data types and order types were automatically added. Now we've specified everything we need to create applications from this application definition. This can be done by clicking Build New Version. We only need to specify a version name for the application that is being created. The build application can be found in the Applications section. We can find all versions of our application over here, which is only one in this case. It contains the XMOM objects as they were at the time where we built the application. Other workspaces and applications can use it when they have it as a dependency. Furthermore, we can also export it and use it on another instance of the Xyna factory. This will create a file. Let's switch to another Xyna factory and import that application. Now we can use it by making it a dependency of a workspace. As you can see, the workflows and the data types from the application are now available in the process modeler. In case we want to edit the content of an application, we have to load it into a workspace. Let's create one for that purpose. We can load the application into it by either clicking on the workspace and then clicking here, or by triggering the process from the application version with this button. Either way, the content of the application version will be copied into the workspace. Hence, we don't need it as a dependency anymore, and we can edit it like any other XMOM objects. Now it's your turn to experiment with workspaces and applications. For more information, see the Xyna wiki on GitHub, and feel free to contact us when you have further questions.